Hello everyone, Sachin sir here, and in this video what we are going to learn is 10 tips to become fluent English speaker to learn English. So tip number 1 is immerse yourself in the language. So what do I mean is this, surround yourself with English as much as possible. So watch English movies, listen to English music, and read English books. This exposure will help you get used to the sounds and the rhythm of the language, and that's going to play a very, very important role. So immerse yourself in the language. This is tip number 1. Now let's talk about tip number 2. So tip number 2 is practice regularly. You need to practice regularly. See, consistency is the key. So set aside time each day to practice speaking English. This could include conversation with native speakers, language exchange partners, or even practicing on your own. That is also going to help you a lot, right? So this is tip number 2. Now tip number 3 is join language classes or online communities, which is very, very crucial. So enroll in English language classes or join online communities where you can interact with other learners and native speakers. See, this provides a supportive environment for practicing and receiving feedback, and that feedback and so there you get used to language, and that plays very, very important role. Now let's talk about tip number 4. So tip number 4 is use language learning apps. Nowadays, earlier they didn't used to be there, but nowadays there are so many language learning apps, so you could be helped, right? So there are various language learning apps that focus on improving speaking skills. Apps like Duolingo, right? So they help a lot. So I mean, with you can practice with native speakers. So they have interactive exercises, and they help you and they allow you to connect with language partners, and that's how they help them. So use language learning apps. Now if we talk about tip number 5, it's learn and repeat phrases. I guess that really plays important role. Learn and repeat phrases. So instead of just memorizing vocabulary, learn common phrases and expression used in everyday conversations. So practice using them until they become natural to you. I mean, that's very, very important. So enough repetition is very, very important. You have to practice them so hard and so many times that they become natural to you, right? Let's talk about tip number 6 now. Okay, 5 number 6. So record yourself. So tip is record yourself speaking. Record yourself speaking in English and listen to the recordings. I mean, you've got to do this, like record yourself speaking and then listen to that recording. This can help you identify areas for improvement, such as pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. So just record yourself and then listen to that recording, and you will get to know where you're lagging behind and where you need to improve more. Tip number 7 is expand your vocabulary. See, continuously work on expanding your vocabulary, learn new words, and try to use them in your conversations. This will make your speech more varied and nuanced. And I guess that's what we all really want, right? Now, tip number 8, watch English news or talk shows. And that's what I do a lot of time, right? So watching news programs or talk shows in English is a great way to expose yourself to different accents and speaking styles. It also helps you stay updated on current events. So both ways you will be benefited. So do that. Now let's talk about tip number 9, which is practice pronunciation. See everyone, you've got to do one thing, like pay attention to pronunciation. Work on mimicking native speakers' intonation, stress patterns, and like speech rhythms. You can use online resources or language learning apps that focus specifically on pronunciation. That would also help you in improving your pronunciation. Now tip number 10. So tip number 10 is be patient and persistent. I guess this is the most important tip which I have kept on number 10. Be patient and persistent. Learning a new language, including speaking, takes time. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories. Consistent effort over time will lead to improvement. So you've got to be consistent. And everyone, remember, the key is regular practice and exposure. The more you immerse yourself in the language and actively practice speaking, the more confident and proficient you will become. So these are the 10 tips for becoming fluent English speaker. What do you think about them? Just let me know. Thank you.